Welcome to the Braxton Family Values After Show. Iyanla finally joins the girls and tries to help fix their life. Was it an epic fail or an epic success? We'll talk about it in a second. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
I got 99 problems, but I ain't one.
Hit me. Hey.
Hey. The casket's closed.
Hey.
I don't know about that.
I feel like this shit's been playing when Traci walked in.
Slow motion.
She had her glasses on. She was ready.
Little fan, little win.
Welcome to the Braxton Family After Show, y'all. I am your boy, Jay Lamar.
And I'm your girl, Brittney Q Hill. I'm back!
You
Y'all
sure?
miss me? Y'all miss me? She back.
She back. She ready. And of course, it's the one and only the Tyler Tyson.
And hey guys, it's Imani J.
Yes, Tyler, when you introduce yourself, you squint those eyes.
Do I?
And he be flexing them guns.
I know, flexing them guns.
Listen.
Okay, this show ain't the Tyler Tyson show.
Don't hurt him.
It's about the Braxton family values. So how do you guys feel like today's show went?
Ooh, chat, baby. Baby. It was intense. Now, we knew that Iyanla was going to bring the heat, but I think we're really just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
So it's about to get real.
I enjoyed it from the rooter to the tutor. As they like to say inside, I enjoyed it from top to bottom.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Y'all are a hot mess,
On
just
it.
like this show was.
I'm going to edit that really good.
Right.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
Bring
it was definitely a hot mess. I'm real sensitive when it comes to Auntie Iyanla, and when people get to
Yes.
disrespecting her when she's doing God's work,
Yes.
I don't like it.
Come
I don't
on, God.
appreciate it.
Yeah. It was a very tough episode to watch because you kind of see the family breaking apart, somebody trying to help, and you kind of see who the weak links of the family are, or who the troublemakers of the family are.
Yeah.
And it's not just one person.
Right.
But we'll start off today's episode and talk about when Towanda and Tamar meet up at the beginning of the episode. Tamar and Towanda discuss kind of what they're kind of going to talk about at the meeting with Iyanla. Iyanla asked everybody that appears on her show to do a questionnaire. Everybody seemed to have done the questionnaire but Tamar. So Towanda, being the responsible one, was helping Tamar fill out the questionnaire. How do y'all feel about that? Because I feel like
it's time to grow up.
Yes, please.
And be a participant in the family that you're a part of.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think it was kind of, for me, it was like she's already walking into the situation with a negative attitude and not wanting to participate.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And setting the tone. She's kind of setting the tone like, okay, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Because Towanda asked her several times, like, why haven't you done your questionnaire? Do you want to do it? She said openly, no.
Yeah. And then Towanda was like, oh, well, I just figured I'd do it for you. And I'm like, here y'all go coddling her again. This is why you get this big, nasty personality every single time it's time to do something.
Yeah.
Like,
And definitely just very childish of her because it's like, why not? Just do it. Just get
Right.
it out of the way.
Right.
Help your family out and get it over with.
At the end of the last episode, it seemed like she was so down with it.
Yeah.
And she was so excited. And I'm like, well, what changed from one episode to the other prior to you meeting with Iyanla? When
Right.
you were just like, I just don't feel like it.
But probably just getting closer to that moment and realizing like everyone knows how Iyanla works.
Right.
And so when you're getting closer to that truth,
Yeah.
it probably is a little frightening,
Yeah.
especially if you're not really ready to open that.
Right.
And she said she didn't really want to open those wounds that she's already healed.
Yeah.
And XYZ. So
I just feel with Tamar, it's like they keep enabling this behavior, and then when she starts popping off, now y'all got a problem with it, but you guys are enabling it every single time.
and she's always the main one talking, I want to get to the bottom. I want to fix it. It's not, no,
Right.
you don't. Because if you did, you would have did the thing.
the work,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, it was kind of sad to watch her almost give up. I feel like, even on the questionnaire, I feel like her give up started there. And it was kind of sad to watch. I was very disappointed that she wasn't willing to do the work before the work even started. Like, she already threw in the towel.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed to see that. But, Imani, tell them what they're not going to be disappointed by.
well, you won't be disappointed in AfterBuzz. So, hey, AfterBuzzers, our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There's no network that works harder to serve our television fans, but we need your help. So we're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. And by subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, look, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did in the comments, so we'll thank you on air. And for now, thank you for being the best fans and for helping us be the best ESPN of TV talk.
Woo, woo,
Yes,
woo, woo.
come
Yes,
through.
and if you listen to us on the podcast, make sure you give us, I say 10 stars. Double up on them.
Right.
But 5 stars. And tell a friend. So we're going to get back into the Iyanla meeting. So the girls finally decide to meet with Iyanla at that beautiful home in Atlanta. Everybody arrives. I thought it was kind of interesting that Traci and her dad arrived last. I thought that was very interesting to see Traci kind of walk in. Her demeanor was off. She walked in you could tell, very upset. But before she walked in, Tamar walked in, and Tamar kind of expected this grand entrance. Everybody rise.
Get up.
Tamar has arrived. Everybody rise. And I think everybody gave her that, girl, here you go.
Don't sit down.
If y'all notice, even Mama E,
Yeah.
like Miss E didn't stand up. Miss E said, girl, sit down.
Right.
Because everybody's tired of this Tamar chip on her shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, baby girl, you're not better than any of
Anybody.
us.
But you
know?
see, she also came in first. I don't know which episode this was, but she mentioned that Traci is going to play the victim and all of this stuff. And then she came in doing the exact same
She
always
thing.
does
Yeah.
that.
They're like, what's the problem? And I
Yeah.
think she put it on herself. Wow, like they're going to bully me. And it's like, come
Right,
on.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
about you. You
Yeah.
guys are all healing as a unit.
Remember when they were
Right.
filling out when Towanda was filling out the questionnaire and they were asking those questions and like, do you feel like everyone gangs up on you? Do you feel like you're the black sheep? Everything was yes.
Yes,
and it's
yes.
like, how can you be the bully and then
Right.
feel bullied at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time?
yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
I think she enjoys playing the victim. I can tell you, before Iyanla came downstairs and greeted the girls, I had an attitude. Kind of like everybody had attitude. When Toni asked Tamar to turn her phone off for an hour, and Tamar said to Toni, "You are not the leader of this pack."
Yeah.
Immediately, the first thing that clicked in my head is, why didn't Toni bite her back? Because what Toni should have said was, "No, I'm not the leader. I'm the legend."
Right. That part.
You better shut up. She should
That
have
part.
said
She
that.
should have. Yeah.
Toni, that's all you had to say. Like,
Yeah.
Tamar needs, when she's checked in the right way, if y'all
Yeah.
notice, when she's checked in the right way, she tones it down.
You got to check Tamar.
And Toni doesn't seem like the type to check her sisters like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like in that moment, she should have checked Tamar right then and there and told
Right.
Tamar, get your attitude together.
Get
Yeah.
your
Because of
attitude
all the
together.
sisters, Toni ain't got to be there. At all. Toni Braxton is
Out of all of
legendary.
them. Yeah.
She ain't got to be there.
But I find it interesting that prior to coming into that, actually, right before Iyanla came in, Tamar was fine. And I feel this is why I struggle with what's real and what's fake when it comes to Tamar. Because sometimes she can be very normal for the sake of what normal is. And then in an instant, oh, I'm going to turn it on for the camera. Now I'm going to be over the top. I'm going to be extra.
Yep.
So I feel like it was just we literally saw the moment she turned it on and decided she was going to be extra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she gave Iyanla all of the head
Yeah.
movements.
She really did.
It was just
I want to jack her up. You know, like your mama used to
Yes.
do when you was, you know,
Yes.
shut up.
But I think-
Every time she did it, I'm like, stop.
I
It's
think
just
that's how she-
disrespectful.
It is
Yes.
disrespectful. I think that's how she reacts to being nervous. Because if you notice,
Yeah.
she said I was nervous, like probably like 6 or 7 times. She just kept saying, I'm nervous, I'm nervous, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
So she probably did have the expectation that the girls were going to gang up on her, which I feel like they didn't in this episode.
In this episode,
Yeah, we didn't see them ganging up on her. One thing that I kind of took me back was the attitude that Miss Evelyn had.
Oh my god.
That's what sent me to the moon.
Yeah.
I was mad the entire episode at her.
Baffled.
But did
I
did we discuss this last week where I think we pointed out that it was gonna be tough for Miss Evelyn because you have to get to the root of the issue. And
Yeah,
most
yeah.
of the root of the issues when it
Yeah.
comes to siblings and children
Yeah.
The parents.
it's the parents.
But don't project your frustrations on the person that's here to help you.
Right.
You guys
Yeah.
came to me to help. I
Right.
didn't come
Yeah.
seek you guys out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's true.
And she was like, only God can fix me. And it's like, well, Iyanla's not trying to be God. All she's
Right.
trying to do is point you in the right direction.
Immediate,
And it's
right.
like,
Yeah.
Miss E, I don't want. She's Evelyn today. Evelyn, she kept talking about how like it's always the mother's fault. And it's like, no. But when it comes to upbringing and how we create habits, you learn from your parents. If you saw your parents having horrible communication, no, you didn't teach them that.
Right.
But we learn by example.
Right.
So
you played a role in it.
And it's not no shade to you. Like, you just be like, oh, okay, you know what? I could have done that better.
Right,
That's
and that's what I was
fine.
gonna say. Like the importance in just learning and being able to grow. Like your age has nothing to do with
not
that.
disrespect.
And if I have an opportunity to learn something about myself that I did not know, I'm gonna be happy to do that, especially if it's helping my children. But maybe she's annoyed because they've been through counseling and sessions like this so many times, and they've probably been pointing that out.
But just like Iyanla said, like, is her behavior helping?
No,
You know what I'm
absolutely
saying?
not.
It's not helping.
No.
So
My biggest issue with Evelyn was the fact that I don't think that she wanted their dirty laundry to air.
Right.
Yeah.
And in order for a wound to be healed, it has to be open.
Secrets.
And I don't think that she wanted the dirty laundry to be aired. You know, she seemed very uncomfortable. It was interesting when Iyanla said, "You wore red today."
Yeah.
And she was like, and Iyanla said in her confessional that red is the color of war.
she came in ready.
Your
She
warrior
came
color. You was ready to
But
battle.
you can tell, like, her posture throughout the whole episode.
Her face expressions,
That's
even just
horrible.
she could be sitting there still, and the muscles in her face, you would see were all jacked up. Like
It was
she
like
just-
a resting.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? Even if her posture and her mannerisms were different, I think that even, you know how at the start they all were just like, I don't know why I'm here. So to have your mother, if she was more, you know, open to the experience, it probably would
She
have
sets
changed
the
the
tone.
whole
Yeah.
dynamic.
I don't know, because nobody was as frustrated as Miss Evelyn and Tamar. Everybody else was just like kind of like taken back by the sarcasm from Miss E. Like everybody was like,
They were
"Dang,
taken
Mom."
back,
They were
right.
taken
But
back.
that's
in the
why I agree
beginning-
with what you said.
Yeah, in the beginning they were still just like stiff
Stiff,
and
yeah.
just like very numb.
But as the mother, if she would have
Yes.
changed her attitude,
Yes. Yeah.
it would have impact. That's anywhere you go.
Yes,
you ever been in a
absolutely.
room where, like, if you're coming there with the attitude, it changes the energy of
Yes,
everybody around
absolutely,
you?
Yes.
yeah.
So, yeah.
But like Miss Iyanla said, she was like, the parents set the tone. So they were waiting to see if they had permission from Evelyn
Yeah.
to be honest and transparent and say, you know what, I didn't
Yeah.
like when mommy and daddy did this. I didn't like
Yeah.
when mommy didn't communicate this. So
Yeah.
they were just sitting ready, and they saw Evelyn was all tense and had the resting face,
And they don't want mommy mad at them.
Yeah.
And it was,
Right.
I love Iyanla because she picked up on that immediately.
yeah.
And she said, "Do your children have permission to tell the truth?"
yeah, that was
And they can do what they want to. They 40 years, they can do what they want to. No.
That's not what I
that's
asked
still my
you.
mama.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm 75.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
still my
That's
mama.
right.
I'm
Yeah,
still
yeah.
I'm
trying to
gonna honor-
respect them. Yeah.
Exactly.
But she wasn't willing to take ownership of anything.
And who else is
She
like that?
pointed it out to
Tamar.
Tamar.
Boom.
Yeah,
They are-
but she kept putting it back on the father. Well, maybe they got it from the father.
Oh, they got it from their dad.
Oh,
They
yeah.
got it from
Yes,
their
she did
dad.
say
She
who-
was
yeah.
so salty.
Yeah, I was taken
She's
aback.
still mad at that.
She
Yes,
is.
you could.
30
It's all in her
something
face.
years later.
But
just
shout
to-
out to Towanda for calling her out.
Yes.
Just say yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
You know, it needed to be said.
I feel like at times you do have to check your parents. I feel like, you know,
Respectfully, yeah.
respectfully check your parents. I always say this: the older you get, sometimes the roles kind of change to where you have to almost parent your parent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it just shows how wise you are. And they raised you in a sense, you know,
Right.
to be that strong person. Like I said, it was just so disappointing
It was.
to see the matriarch of their family act that way.
Yeah.
Because she did set the tone for the group.
Yeah.
And that tone was off.
Horrible.
Yeah.
We all.
Off.
And it even made us as viewers uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine what it felt like in the room
Yeah.
if we could feel it.
Do y'all feel like Traci kind of tiptoed around her issues?
Absolutely.
You
I
know-
think and just being nervous too, because it's like you're battling all of your sisters.
Yeah.
And they all feel, you know that they all feel a way
Yeah.
about what you did in terms of continuing on with the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she did.
You know, the interesting thing is I just, before coming here, it wasn't a counseling session like this, but it was a type of session. And the one thing that the lady was telling me is that she was like, wow, you were just so open. I feel like whenever you make the decision to go to any type, whether it's a personal therapy session, whatever it is, you go in open. Like,
Yeah.
if you're trying to heal, grow, develop, whatever it is you're trying to do, you have to be open.
Open, yeah.
And I feel like when when Iyanla was like, "Why are you here?" You should immediately know. Oh, I'm here because I feel blank. Fill in the blank. That's it. Let her take it from there. But if you can't even acknowledge that, it's like, yeah, why are you here?
Because some people don't know how to get to the root of how they're really feeling. Like, like, dang, I don't feel too good about this, but how can I put this into words? So maybe she, at that moment, and you're being put on the spot, you're like, I don't know, I'm numb. She was using words that wasn't even, describing the real issue. So I think it's just a matter of not knowing how to communicate those things. Sometimes you have to be guided, like fill in the blank. And that's what Iyanla is there for, to help them fill in those blanks.
I love when Iyanla says, your face is painful. Like, look at you, there's pain in your face. And I feel like, for Traci, that kind of clicked, and she was like, dang, it is showing.
She did.
Yeah.
She was like,
oh. And it was showing, because she was like, I threw it in the trash. No, you didn't. That's your family.
Yeah,
you
you
can't
still
get rid of
feeling
them. You can't.
Yeah.
Just like your mama's still feeling the situation with your daddy. You still feeling that situation.
Because we're still seeing, like, I know we mentioned this before, even being on this after show, her whole past and being that, like, black sheep and not being able to sign, that's coming up again. And she's saying that she's healed from that because they talked about it.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean you healed from that. So
Well, they say that's when the problem started.
yeah.
They say that's when it started. So what they say in the live chat, Tyler?
It's so many hashtags.
And I hashtag
Lawrence Falk II is just giving us all of these one-line hashtags. So he's like, first he's like, long live Miss Evelyn, with some hearts. He said, age ain't nothing but a number. Respectfully check your parents. Hashtag this is your life. And hashtag to heal, develop, grow, you have to be open.
Yes.
That's true.
okay, Lawrence.
Come on, you better be on it.
Thank you. What y'all think about Daddy Braxton?
He was mad quiet.
quiet, yeah.
And I think maybe it's just like, I can't really speak on the dynamics between him and Evelyn, but it seems like Evelyn is always kind of
salty.
maybe salty, and
He always goes.
He was like, hey, and she was like, hey.
Yeah, he was trying to hug her. He saw that she was on one. So he was like, I'm gonna just sit over here and mind my business. I ain't trying to get bit today. Yeah.
Right. He knows her. Yeah. So I think he's just like,
So being that we all grew up in a black household,
You don't know what type of house I grew up in.
How you know, right?
Don't say
I've
nothing.
seen pictures of all y'all parents. All y'all parents.
I eloteros and
Straight from Compton.
I am straight out of Compton, y'all.
But being that we grew up in black households, did you agree with Iyanla said that we tend to keep those secrets in our household, and that's it? And that's what's affecting the main source of their healing. Did y'all agree with that?
I did.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I would say yes, because I feel like that's like Bible. That's like an unspoken rule. But sometimes you do confide in other family members, or even maybe close friends, and sometimes that kind of stirs the pot a little bit more. So yes and no.
Yeah, and for me, I grew up, my immediate family is very open.
Yeah.
But we're small. It's only like 6 of us, very, very small. But my extended family, they are a mess, and they follow that whole whatever happens in this house, we keep it secrets. And there's so much, I'm calling everybody out, there's so much molestation and just horribleness in that side of the family that they keep inside instead of trying to heal and move on.
Yeah, and it's like that in my household too. Well, we don't have any like serious issues like that, but once something gets to my great grandmother, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Everybody knows. So our family we're open in that regard. It's like we don't have any like real secrets that we're keeping in households. But as far as being sent to school or something, like if we're in a car and my mom is discussing something, then it's like, you better not go open your mouth and go repeat what I said.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, who's she on the phone with?
That part.
Yeah, but that is in like black households, is don't repeat what's being mentioned in this house.
DJ Smooth, he said that this episode revealed a lot that we didn't expect. And he also said that Mother Evelyn definitely didn't help the session. She only made things worse, along with Tamar being extra as always.
Yeah, I think the 1+1 made the entire situation like different. And it's interesting that I'm starting to see so many of Tamar's traits in her mother.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is why. Because if you notice, those, like, they seem to butt heads. Remember when Miss Evelyn slapped Tamar? Or Tamar said she got slapped?
I slapped them.
Yeah. So it was like, I think they're like mirroring each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a season where Traci, it's always Tamar and somebody else. This time it was Tamar and Evelyn. And a couple seasons ago, it was Tamar and Traci. Like, they were the ones that were always causing just drama. In like a therapy session or something. Like, I don't know.
So we'll get into towards the end of the episode. The girls were asked to come back at 8:30 to cook breakfast and have some intimate time together before they started filming. Tamar was 4 hours late. Toni was 4 hours late. Iyanla ate her lunch in the car in her lap.
In her lap.
Actually, Tamar was more than 4 hours.
She was more.
Because it was like Toni was 4 hours and then Tamar was like 2 hours after that. Like,
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I went to public school, math, law.
Glad you're telling her yourself.
But, needless to say, they were all like drastically late for the healing process. Iyanla gets very upset.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. And pretty much tells them off.
Yeah.
In the process of her telling them off, of course, the most victim defensive one, Tamar, stands up and says that it's not her fault. It's production.
It ain't never Tamar's fault.
It's production. It's We TV.
It's We TV. Girl,
They
you
doing
sit
it.
down.
did you catch when Iyanla said, I was here? And then she's like, so was I. I'm like, ma'am, no, we
We're
weren't.
not.
Right,
No,
when?
she
How
said
can you
she
even
was,
say
she
that?
was there at that moment.
At that
She's like,
moment.
well, here I am.
Yeah.
But
girl.
breakfast, what time is breakfast? We discussed this
Right.
The night before.
the night
Right.
before,
Yeah.
breakfast. And that's the most, like, I love when Iyanla does, like, the breakfast with,
The
the
families, yeah.
families.
Yeah. It's like an icebreaker.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
And then
know?
you're cooking. I mean, I don't know. I like to express gratitude when I'm cooking and
Yeah.
just feeling good energy.
It's
and
a bonding
it's a
moment.
Yeah,
bonding
yeah.
moment.
It was meant to be a very picture perfect moment for them
Yeah.
to exercise love, care, and compassion through
Right.
cooking together.
Right.
Yeah.
As in our households, growing up in Black households, cooking is like big in our households for the
And
holidays and stuff like
theirs.
that.
Like
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of them,
Yeah.
except for Toni, allegedly cooked.
Cooked,
And it's
yeah.
like this would have really bonded them and
Bonded
taken
them.
them back to their roots.
So
Like,
Yeah.
it was kind of sad that they took that moment for
Yeah.
granted, which I feel like they take a lot of moments
For granted.
for granted.
Yeah. My issue was, well, actually not even an issue, but like the reason why I was like on Iyanla's side was because she kept emphasizing we made a commitment. I am big on commitments. It doesn't matter if, look, I'm meeting you up at 7:00 so we can go to the grocery store together. If I make a commitment and you make a commitment, I expect you to stand on that commitment, especially when it comes to family.
Yeah.
So I understood why she was so furious.
and at the very, 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 I 100% agree with you. But at the very least, send me a text, send me a phone,
Communication,
something. Like,
yeah.
because how many times have we, not this panel, but how many times have we all here in LA said we're going to meet somebody for something? We show up.
Yeah.
And the other person, unless you call them,
Yeah.
they're not even there. It's like, so
Yeah.
wait, you weren't even going to call me to tell me you weren't coming?
Yeah.
Come on now.
I don't play
it's
that.
just respect, having the decency, you know.
Not on
And it
my
takes
watch.
20 seconds to send a text message.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not on my
It's
watch.
You're on your phone anyway. Send me a text.
Right.
It's very inconsiderate and disrespectful, but I
Yeah.
feel like they already expressed that they really didn't care.
Yeah.
the night
It was
before.
it was sad because this was their moment for them.
Yeah.
They weren't meeting up for something to have chit chat.
Right.
This was the healing for y'all.
Yeah.
And y'all missed y'all opportunity to gain that healing.
But
Right.
you know what was so deep about that moment, even though we're saying like Iyanla went off, and she mentioned it too, but you have to let people know, because even how they are with Tamar, they're not letting her know.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
they're just allowing it to continue.
Enabling.
And I'm not even going to just say Tamar. I don't want to be
Oh, yeah, Toni's
picking
been
on
late all of-
Tamar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Toni was late, all of them. So just allowing people to, do what they're doing and not address it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why
So-
Iyanla even said, she was like, I'm not going to, y'all can enable this 50,000 times. You got one time with me and I'm calling it out.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
why she did it. The very time it happens, I'm calling you out on it.
And I think
Yeah.
it was very appropriate for her to leave and let them
Oh,
figure it
absolutely.
out. Talk about this yourself. You wasted my time. I waited to let you know you wasted
Yeah.
my time. And,
And
now
then
I'm
I'm out.
gone.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
she said because they vexed her spirit.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to, I can't do no healing work on you after you got me
Right,
so
right, right.
upset.
Yeah.
And usually
Yeah.
Iyanla is like, this is not personal.
Yeah.
But now this is personal because you wasted my time.
Because I
Right.
think when you're healing or you're coaching or you're providing therapy to somebody and your mind isn't clear or your mind is angered,
You can't.
I believe spirits jump anyway.
Yeah.
So that easily that spirit can jump on them and provide anger, and they won't get the proper healing.
Right.
So I think it was very wise for y'all to say, "I'm leaving for the day.
Yeah.
Y'all do what y'all want to do."
Yeah.
Right.
Like that walk off
Especially-
was appropriate.
Toni
Yeah.
was late, but we didn't see her talking back. And I'm going to say talking back because
Was Toni even in the room? Toni was outside in the car.
Toni, was she?
She said she was on a conference call. She said she
Outside.
caught the
Oh,
in
okay.
bulk of it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Toni
Well,
wasn't even
still,
there.
it was just like Evelyn had to check
Yeah.
Tamar,
Yeah, she was like,
let
yeah.
her talk.
Yeah.
Like, why are you
That
getting
was
so
funny.
riled up? You were late.
You were late.
Period.
Like,
You shouldn't say nothing. The
take
most you could say
ownership.
is, you know, I'm sorry.
I was here. No,
Yeah.
You're here now.
To see
You
Miss
were-
Evelyn about to pop her was kind of funny.
Yes.
Like, you gonna sit in
I
here.
know that's right.
Do it. Do it. Live chat, they say anything else?
Yeah, DJ C Smooth, he said that after everyone went missing for breakfast and then they went into lunch, he believed that the next session was completely ruined and that he's glad that Iyanla dug into everyone so that they can, you know, get it together.
Yes.
Yep.
And I'd be feeling bad, yo, honestly, for like...
Hashtag before you fight, walk away.
What-
Come on with these
That's good.
hashtags.
Message.
I always feel bad for Towanda and Trina.
I know.
Because they're always the ones that they're always they're not in the drama. They're always on the sidelines or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like the good sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just they're subjected to being treated, not bad by Iyanla, but scolded by Iyanla because of their family.
Yeah.
Because they were both just sitting there like,
Yep. Just
And that's the
taking it.
perfect time for them to go back in there like, look, y'all, we got to talk.
Yeah.
Why? Why are we late?
But can you imagine? I know you have quite a few siblings. Do you have siblings? All right, so you have siblings.
I do.
I'm the only child. Okay, but I feel like if you're the one sibling that's always positive, don't you get tired of being positive all the time? And then
Absolutely.
you know it's
Yeah.
always the same. It's always this one. It's always that one causing an issue. I feel like
Yeah.
eventually. Trina and Towanda, they might not necessarily crack, but I could easily see them be like, you know what, I'm good.
Because it's like, when is enough gonna be enough, son?
Yeah.
Like Tim was like 41?
40,
Baby, like, when are you gonna grow up?
Yeah, this baby stuff is
41?
over.
I think she's like 41, yeah.
so growing up in my household, like when one of us got in trouble, it was always like, yes, it ain't me this time. It was like, oh, mommy gonna be too tired whooping them so I can get a whooping because she's tired.
Oh my
It's
God.
funny.
So I guess we can jump into our special segment. Here we go.
Why are we all singing now?
Right.
Hey, this is the jam. Y'all remember this back in the day?
Can we get some lights? Can we get some lights? Oh, we need some lights. Ooh.
Y'all want me to sing to you? To the left, everything you own in the box to the left. In my closet, that's my stuff.
All right, this ain't karaoke, y'all. This ain't karaoke.
All I need is a mic.
So welcome to Relationship Talk with Jay Lamar. So on today's show, Braxton.
real
He
sick?
I
did. Did he
did.
drop that
I
voice
did.
a little bit?
Can we? I know. Can we have Beyonce still playing in the background? No, I kind of like Beyonce playing in the background. But on today's show, it was strictly about family. But there was one particular relationship topic that was covered at the very beginning of the episode. When Tamar and Towanda were filling out the questionnaire, Towanda asked Tamar her relationship status, and Tamar said that she was widowed.
Widowed, son.
And she was like, I don't know where my ex-husband at. I don't know where he at. So the question of the day for our relationship segment is, have you ever completely blocked out an ex in your life?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how have you blocked them out?
Yeah, sometimes
Absolutely.
it's necessary. My ex is completely blocked right now. Literally, he can't call me. He can't text me. He can't DM me. Sometimes you just have to like completely move on. You know.
100%.
You know?
Same exact situation.
Okay.
Can't even find me.
Where he at?
I don't know.
He probably like, I know this man. Block me.
Yeah, well, I'm in the same. Well, I spoke with you guys last week, so no call, no text, no DM, no MySpace, no Facebook, no YouTube, no none of it.
So,
None.
So do y'all think that that's a healthy process in moving on by blocking them out?
It depends on the circumstances of
Right.
the relationship. It
definitely
depends on how toxic the relationship was. The relationship that I blocked, it was abusive in every way. So no, we can't communicate in any way, shape, or form.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
You know, we here. I know we here.
I told you a couple weeks ago, I have, I think, 6 exes. There's only one that, like, all the rest, we are fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go out to lunch, drinks, whatever. There's just this one completely blocked. You're dead. You don't
Yeah.
you don't even exist.
Right.
I've had another ex. I don't have 6, but I got like 2 or 3.
Yeah, we
Well, first of all, what
I
you're not
know.
gonna do is try to make my number
Right,
sound
I was
huge.
like,
That's
no.
what you're not.
There's an age gap here. Okay?
Our body count.
And you're not gonna call me old.
our body counting. Well,
Dang, Imani just fired a shot.
I mean, come on.
I'm almost his age, and my body count ain't like that either.
You're not gonna call me old either.
Hey, it's all right. We here. I got you. It's okay.
That's why y'all on the edge, because y'all on the edge again.
Right.
Well, you
You're
know,
on the edge of my miracle.
That's
Y'all
all right.
funny.
I'm just getting practicing for the right one.
Okay.
That's a lot of practice.
you know,
A lot of practice. Go ahead, Imani.
I ain't judging you. Get your practice. You know, I have had exes where I've had to block them or, you know, separate myself because I was driving myself crazy. But eventually we can become friends. But as far as my last ex, like she was saying, abusive. In those instances, you have to block those people.
to.
They have no space, no more room
For
in
your
your
sanity,
life.
your
And
peace
they
of
have
mind.
they have no boundaries either.
At all.
Like
Yeah.
if they've already started abusing you, I mean,
Yeah.
there's only one more thing they can do to you, and
Right.
you're not trying to get there.
Right.
Exactly. However, the only thing I will say about Tamar's case is that for her to say something like that, first of all, you guys have a child together.
Yeah. so
He's
it's a
never
little
going to be
different.
dead to you. As long as that son, you know what I mean? Like, he's never going to be dead to you. So I felt some type of way about that. But again, we don't really know
No, the
what
extent.
really went on. And you know what I mean?
But
Behind
we
closed doors.
do know that she is very. I don't like to say that people are extra when it comes to talking about their feelings
But she is
and the way
extra.
they feel. But we know that she is extra.
So I'm gonna put on my dating coaching hat and say this. I feel like it is very healthy sometimes for you to cut off people because you know your limits. You know what you can take. You know, and you also know what buttons that person can press in your life. And we are responsible for ourselves. So we have to take accountability for ourselves and our own actions. And if we know that a person is going to take us out of character, that somebody that we once were in love with, we have to remove ourselves from the situation because sometimes people attach themselves to us and they enjoy providing pain. They enjoy providing discomfort and irritation to us.
Preach.
So it is very important that we do have that blocking spirit
Yes.
in our lives.
Yep.
It's healthy in relationships.
Yep. That spirit of
So
I'm
block
looking from a
on.
distance.
Block.
Yep.
Keep blocking.
Lauren
Yeah.
said, block them because you don't need a restraining order.
Go.
That's it.
Even though in my situation, the restraining order happened first.
Did he give it? Somebody give us a hashtag.
That
Hashtag
was the
block.
hashtag. The hashtag was block them because you don't need a restraining order.
Hashtag blocked.
Hashtag block. See, Lauren can't have Lawrence. One word, block. That's it.
Blocked.
Blocked.
Well, let's get into. Well, that's all we have for our relationship segment, guys. So let's get into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So next week is the season finale.
Yeah.
Already.
That was fast.
That was fast.
Yeah.
So Imani, we'll start with you. What is your prediction for the season finale of the Braxton Family Values?
Well, I'm the type of person, I am very understanding and I could look at the bigger picture and I feel like Iyanla had the right to leave. But I think that the ladies who were already just not feeling Iyanla, they're going to keep that same energy. So I feel like that same energy that we seen today, we're going to see it in the next episode and it's going to be even worse.
What Cardi B say? Keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy.
And that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Tell her Tyson.
Well, I feel like they're not going to fix everything. But I do think they'll fix some things. Like they might
Yeah.
put a Band-Aid on the whole situation with Traci. Yeah, that's all I got. I mean, I don't think they're going to... Because they've been known to never really fix anything.
Right.
So I just feel like they're going to put a couple Band-Aids on. We're going to walk away still feeling a little like, y'all really ain't solved the issue.
Yeah. I'm gonna say y'all not finna get in that. But what I'm looking forward to, and I guess it's a prediction, is that, you know, we know that Iyanla doesn't sugarcoat anything. So even if they do decide to put a Band-Aid on something, she gonna tap on that wound and force them to talk about some things. And hopefully what I really hope is that she gets to the root of why Tamar is always kind of at the center of everybody's drama. So
I would say my prediction is kind of like with what you said. I don't think nothing is going to get healed. I think that actually this situation, just based upon the stuff that we read in the news and everything like that, I think that actually is going to open up more wounds than it is going to heal wounds. I think that the pain is just going to be continued. I think that what they truly need is a session without their parents. I think that the sisters need a session together. And maybe at the tail end, once they've figured out what the root to their issue is, then they bring the parents in and kind of tell the parents, this is what happened to us as children. This is what we saw you guys do. this is how we need to be healed and moved on. Mom, you need to hug dad and let go.
That's where you start.
And so we can see you guys finally have peace. Because Miss Evelyn don't have peace.
She's still holding on to it.
She's still holding on. And I think that we all said it before, like you're the matriarch of the family. What you do sprinkles down to the rest. And so that peace that you're not willing to get because you can't move on from what that man did to you 35 years ago is showing in your girls.
It is.
You know, and I'm wondering also, Michael, the brother.
I was about to, he's never there.
I wonder what type of peace he has. Because he has to have some sort of peace because he don't be around it. So I'm wondering if he has peace. And if he has that peace, he also can help his sisters find that peace.
Yeah.
So those are my predictions.
That was good.
Come on.
Really was.
That was good, yeah.
Bam, bam, bam. So that's all we have for you for the Braxton Family Values After Show. Make sure you guys tune in next week to the season finale. I am your boy, Jay Lamar, and you can find me on all social media platforms at I am Jay Lamar.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in yet again. It's your girl, Brittney Q Hill, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at Brittney Q Hill.
Q and Squint, give you a little side head turn. Okay. You can get your entire life. Follow me on all social media at the Tyler Tyson.
All right. Dang, he's popping over here.
Imani, show him out, Imani.
You know what? I ain't got the squints. I got the little voice. You feel me? But you can find me on all social media platforms at Imani Ajak and at MoniJTV.com, where I'm covering everything pop culture.
Thank you guys for joining us. See you next week.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.